I used to think 80 was just a number. Then I found the list. The list was in my grandfather's attic, tucked inside a book he'd never let me read. The book was called The Tally, and it had no author. The cover was leather, cracked and faded, and the pages were thin as onion skin. My grandfather died when I was 12. I inherited the house when I turned 30. It took me 3 years to work up the courage to go through his things. Not because I was lazy, because my grandfather was not a kind man. He was quiet, cold, the kind of quiet that makes you feel like you're being measured, the kind of cold that makes you check your own pulse to make sure you're still alive. The attic was dusty and hot. The book was on a shelf behind a stack of National Geographics from the 1960s. I opened it to a random page. The page was filled with names, dozens of them, hundreds. Each name had a date next to it. The dates went back over 100 years. The handwriting changed every few pages, different inks, different slants, different languages. But the format was always the same: name, date, and then in the margin a single number, 80, always 80. I flipped to the front of the book. The first page was dated 1847. The name was illegible, a scrawl in faded brown ink. The number in the margin was 80. I flipped to the back. The last entry was dated the day my grandfather died. His own name, his own date, and in the margin, written in his shaky final hand, the number 80. I closed the book. My hands were shaking. I put it back on the shelf. I didn't tell anyone what I'd found. That night, I dreamed of a room. The room was white. White walls, white floor, white ceiling. In the center of the room, a table, on the table a book, the same book. I opened it. The pages were blank except for one, the last page. On that page, my name, the date, today's date, and in the margin a blank space where the number should be. I woke up with a start. My clock said 8 a.m. I looked at my phone. 8, I looked at my microwave. 8, I unplugged the microwave. The display went dark. Then it lit up again. I went to work. I tried to forget the book. I couldn't. The number 80 followed me. On the clock at 8. On the temperature display at 80 degrees. On the odometer of my car at 80,080. I started taking different routes. The number followed. I started leaving work early. The number was on my receipt at the grocery store. $8 an ounce. I paid with a 20. The cashier gave me $12 in change. I looked at the bills. The serial numbers all contained 80. I went home. I locked the doors. I sat in the dark. The next night, I dreamed of the room again. The table, the book, my name, the date. And this time a figure stood beside the table. A man, tall, thin. His skin was the color of old paper. His eyes were black, not dark. Black, like holes in the world. He pointed at the blank space in the margin. 80 is the number of the covenant, he said. The covenant between the living and the dead. Every person in that book made a deal. They traded something for something else. 80 years of life for 80 years of silence. 80 memories for 80 moments of peace. 80 names for 80 chances to forget. I asked him what I had traded. He smiled. His teeth were the same color as his skin. You haven't traded anything yet, he said. That's why the space is blank. But the book knows your name. The book knows your date. The book is waiting for you to choose. 80. What will you give? What will you take? I woke up. My clock said 8 line. I went to the attic. I took the book. I opened it to the last page. My name, the blank space. I stared at it for a long time. Then I took a pen. I wrote the number 80 in the margin. The ink bled. It spread across the page like a stain. The book grew warm. The room grew cold. The figure from my dream was standing in the corner. Solid. Real. You've chosen, he said. Now you must pay. I asked him what I owed. He pointed at my chest, at my heart. 80 beats per minute, he said. That's what you gave. Your resting heart rate was 72. Now it's 80. Every minute of every day. 8 extra beats, 8 extra chances, 8 extra moments for the covenant to collect. I put my hand on my chest. My heart was racing, too fast, too hard. I could feel it in my throat, in my temples, in my fingertips. What do you collect? I asked. The figure stepped closer. His black eyes reflected my face. But my face was wrong. Older, thinner, tired. We collect the spaces between the beats, he said. Every heartbeat has a gap, a moment of silence, a moment of potential. When your heart beats 80 times a minute, the gaps are smaller. There's less room for you, less room for your thoughts, your memories, yourself. Over time, the gaps will shrink, and one day there will be no gap at all. Just the beat, just the number, just the covenant. The room warmed, the book cooled. I stood there for a long time, holding the book, feeling my heart pound. 80 beats per minute. I counted. 80, 80, 80. That was 3 months ago. I've been counting ever since. My heart hasn't slowed. The doctors say I'm healthy. They say 80 is within normal range. They don't understand. It's not the number, it's the gaps, the spaces between. I can feel them shrinking every day, every hour, every minute. I used to have a vivid imagination. I used to daydream. I used to lose myself in memories, in fantasies, in the quiet spaces between thoughts. Now those spaces are gone. I can't remember my childhood. I can't picture my mother's face. I can't hear my grandfather's voice. The beats have pushed everything out. There's only the number, 80, 80. Last night, I dreamed of the room again. The table, the book, my name, the date, the number, the figure was there. He pointed at the margin. 80 days, he said. That's how long you have. 80 days until the gaps are gone. Until there's no more room for you. Then the covenant will collect the final payment. Your name will be written in the book, not on the page, in the binding, in the spine, in the marrow of the covenant itself. You will become part of the tally. One more number, one more beat, one more silence. I asked him if there was a way out. He tilted his head. His black eyes gleamed. 80 is not a prison, he said. It's a scale. You gave 80 beats per minute. You can take something back, but you have to give something in return. Something of equal value. 80 memories, 80 breaths, 80 heartbeats from someone else. The covenant doesn't care who pays, only that the tally remains balanced. He handed me a pen, the same pen I'd used to write the number. The ink was red, not red like blood, red like the spaces between heartbeats, red like the gaps that were closing. You have 80 days, he said. Someone to take your place, write their name in the book, their name, their date, their number. Then the covenant will release you and bind them. I woke up with pen. The book was on my nightstand, open to the last page. My name, my date, my number. Below it, a blank line. Waiting. I've been carrying the book with me for 3 days. I've been looking at people. Strangers on the street, cow workers, friends, family. I've been measuring them, calculating. Could I do it? Could I write someone else's name? Could I trade their heartbeats for mine? My mother is 78. She has a bad heart. Her resting rate is 90. She's already paying a different kind of debt. My brother is 45. He runs marathons. His resting rate is 50. He has gaps to spare. My daughter is 12. Her heart is young. Her gaps are wide. She doesn't even know what she'd be losing. I haven't written anyone's name. Not yet. But the book is warm. The pen is heavy. And the gaps in my own heart are getting smaller. Every day. Every hour, every beat, 80 beats per minute. That's 4,800 beats per hour. That's 115,200 beats per day. That's 9,216,000 beats in 80 days. Each beat is a word. Each word is a memory. Each memory is a piece of me. And when the beats run out, I'll be gone. Just a number, just a tally, just a name in a book that no one reads. I'm writing this because I need someone to know, not to save me. To witness. The covenant needs witnesses. That's what the book is. A record of witnesses. Everyone who ever paid. Everyone who ever traded. Everyone who ever held the pen and wrote a number. You're holding the pen now. Not physically. Metaphorically. Every time you count your heartbeats, you're writing in the book. Every time you measure the gaps, you're adding to the tally. The number doesn't have to be 80. It can be any number. 70, 60, 40. The covenant doesn't discriminate. It only collects. Listen to your heart. Not the sound, the silence, the space between the lub and the dub. That's where you live. That's where your memories live. That's yourself. When the silence shrinks, you shrink. When the gaps close, you close. My gaps are almost gone. I have 77 days left. 77 days of heartbeats. 77 days of counting. 77 days of watching the blank line in the book waiting for a name. I haven't written anyone's name, but the book is warm, and the pen is heavy, and my daughter has a young heart. Her gaps are wide, don't judge me. Not until you've held the book, not until you've felt the beats, not until you've watched your own gaps shrink and known that you have a choice. Someone else's silence, or your own. 80. It's not a number, it's a sentence. And the sentence is, you are running out of time, check your pulse, not the rate. The spaces between. Are they getting forgetting things? Faces, names, the way the light looked on a certain afternoon when you were 7 years old? That's the covenant. That's the tally. That's the book. I have to go now. The pen is warm, the page is open, and my daughter is sleeping in the next room. Her heart is slow, her gaps are wide, 77 days. I'll let you know what I decide. Or maybe you'll read about it in the book. The next entry, the next name, the next number. 80, your name, your date, your turn.